Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Live Debt Free. A slightly later episode this time. I apologize for that. I had a few things going on, and today you just have me. Orita's currently again quite swamped at work with quite a few projects going on, so you just have me today. I do hope though that you had a good week and that the year is treating you well so far. We are already in March. Can you believe that? The third month of 2021. I also celebrated my birthday a couple of weeks ago, so yay, thanks for all the birthday wishes and presents. For those of you who haven't sent anything yet, you feel free to get in touch via social media and send something across. But yeah, today I thought we'll discuss something on, again, the other spectrum of financing and personal finance management. So we won't be looking at the debt side of things. We're going to be looking at the investment side of things. So today's topic I'd like to talk about is investment loans. Now, before we carry on, just a disclaimer, I do want to just emphasize and reiterate that these are just our opinions and our values. Of course, you don't have to agree with everything that we say, but what we try to put across and to implement are merely things, or merely principles to try and help you live the healthiest financial life. So it's making the healthiest financial decisions, as well as to minimize any risk that's involved. We're always thinking about sort of worst case scenarios. So it's just to make sure that no matter whatever happens, that you guys are okay and that you get to survive whatever you're going through and actually thrive in terms of your finances. So investment loans, is it a good thing? Is it advisable? When should it be done? Do we recommend it? The long and short answer is, you guessed it, no. The reason why I say this, and I want to start off with this again, guys, just bear in mind that this doesn't apply to everyone. We're specifically speaking to anyone that's sort of launching a business from scratch. Also, this could be applicable to sort of smaller businesses, as well as people who may not yet have all their debts paid off, have some savings, etc., or even if you do have your debts paid off and you do have some savings, this is also something we would, if you are a small business and you're looking to start up, it's something that we would recommend to try to avoid. So you may be saying, no, we don't agree, that's a bit extreme. Let me walk you through the reasons why we think so. And firstly, I want to start off by looking at the definitions of the word. So let's firstly start off with the definition of the word investment. So we're not going to take my word for it. We're going to go to the dictionary. And the dictionary says that an investment is the action or process of investing money for profit. Now remember that. It's the actual process of investing, taking money that you have for profit. Okay? Now let's look at the word loan and what the dictionary says about the word loan. It says, it's a thing that is borrowed, especially a sum of money that is expected to be paid back with interest. Right? So it's a thing that is borrowed, that isn't yours, especially a sum of money that is expected to be paid back with interest. Now, when we look at these two definitions, the first one, an investment, is taking, it's an action or process and is taking a sum of money and you investing it for profit. A loan, on the opposite hand, is borrowing a sum of money and is expected to be paid back with interest. Do you see how these are a contradiction in terms? So an investment loan is actually opposing itself in its nature, in what it's supposed to be. And the reason why I say that is because an investment ideally should be money that you have, money that you've worked for, savings that you have accumulated, which you are now taking, putting it in the various investment options that are out there. Look back at our investments video, which we've done previously, and making that grow over time. A loan, on the other hand, is going the opposite direction of investing. It's creating a hole, it's creating a deficit in your net worth, in your finances, and it's expected to be paid back with interest. So you see that the reason why we sort of are apprehensive with a investment loan, besides the contradiction in terms, is that firstly, you can't physically invest in something if you don't have it. And that's just physics. You need to physically have something to make it grow. If you're going to take something to borrow to make it grow, you're creating a hole. So what you're doing is you're starting off your business in deficit already. We've used this analogy previously when we were speaking to people. It's the same thing as marriage, right? Reese and I, when we got married, and we'd advise this wherever possible, is save up for your marriage, do it all cash. You don't want to start off a marriage with debt, and debt for one day, which is just a wedding. I mean, you're going to be playing and putting a strain on your marriage from the start, whereby you're constantly playing catch up just to pay back of something for a party that you paid for all those people who really don't care where you are right now. They said thanks for a great day, and you are causing strain on your relationship with your marriage, and you're playing catch up with your finances to pay off a day that's gone, just one day. Sometimes it's a dress. You know what I mean? So it's just so hard when you have that, and then you try to get a mortgage, you try to get cars, you try to get your life started, and you just have deficit after deficit after deficit. It's going to be a constant game of catch up, and that's the exact same thing. If you're starting off a business, if you're starting off a company, you don't want to start off with a negative, because you're constantly going to be playing catch up. You are not only going to be playing catch up, but when you actually start hitting profit margins, all of that is going to go to your loan. So it's going to take you twice as long to actually get to where you want to be. It's going to take you twice as hard. You're going to have to work twice as hard, because not only do you have to pay off the loan plus your current expenses, plus everything else before you actually hit profit margin. So those are sort of some of the key reasons why we're sort of a bit apprehensive about an investment loan for a business. The second reason, or the third, I've lost count of where we are, is that, you know, when you work for something and you save for something, you attach so much more value to it. So you're going to spend a bit more carefully. You're going to work a bit more harder. You're going to be a bit more cautious with what you do in terms of your business decisions, your avenues, your marketing, your penetration, your sales strategy, and this is just because you have a newfound respect, and you've earned and saved and worked so hard for this lump sum. Whereas if you go in a bank, take out a loan, it's so easy. You have no respect or regard for that money. You don't care if you lose it. You don't care. You are not as cautious as if it were something you worked so hard for, because it would have taken you years and a lot of sacrifice to get this lump sum. So you'll end up making better decisions. And And then number 4, you've got to ask yourself, can you afford to lose this money? And this goes back to questioning risk, your risk profile. Is this worth risking everything for? Now, again, those decisions are going to be a lot different when you've saved up for this. When it's someone else's money, and you go, oh, can I afford to lose it? You'll probably think, yeah, okay. But then bear in mind, you're not just, if for some reason the business takes a lot longer to get off your feet, you still have your daily expenses coming in, right? Now you have a deficit in your finances, and you've got to pay this out as well, and you've got to try to make the business run. You see how this just snowballed into more and more and more and more and more debt. Now, God forbid anything like COVID should happen, whereby this really puts a spanner in the works of your potential revenue, your potential business turnaround, or anything else like that. You're not only going to have this massive loan to pay back, but you'll also have your household expenses. You've got cars, your house, just everything is going to pile up. So you're going to create such a deficit in your life by doing this. Whereas the opposite would be, when you've saved up for this, you've worked for it. It means that what you're losing is saving. So it's easier to start up again. It's easier to carry on again because you're not starting off from a hole. I hope you guys are getting that. Because if you're losing savings, it's just a bit of a dent on your ego and what you've worked for, but you can easily start up again because you know what it takes to get there, to build those things up. So a lot of this is behavioral, and a lot of this, gives you the foundations to make better decisions for your business and for you going forward as well. So our recommendation would always be, pay off your debts, get your emergency fund started up, do your savings, and if this is part of your goals, is to launch your business. I know it's going to take a lot longer and harder, but put in the hard work, have the patience, do your job, save up to where you want to be, and then use that as an investment, because now it's yours. Now it's actually something that you're taking and you're investing it in a business, and it's just it avoids risk. It's a lot healthier. It avoids relationship strains. It avoids the mental strains, the psychological strains on everything that you have. Again, I know you all may not agree on this. Like I said in the disclaimer at the beginning, these are just our thoughts to live the healthiest way possible and to minimize your risk and to ensure that you're always on this track moving forward. That's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it hasn't offended too many people and that you're going to keep watching. Do share this with anyone if you think it may be relevant, anyone who could be looking at starting up a business. And yeah, do share it. Follow us on our social media pages, and they should be coming up on the screens. Who knows where I'm going to put them today. Do listen to our podcast as well. It's on all major platforms. It's Live Debt Free, 3 separate words. And yeah, subscribe to make sure you just don't miss out on anything. And yeah, we hope to see you again soon. Hopefully next time Ulrita will be with me again and we'll be discussing something really interesting. But yeah, in the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and make that change. Bye.